It was well after noon, when Mackenzie thought she might hyperventilate if she didn't breathe some real air, that she took the elevator downstairs, practically sprinted through the lobby, and emerged onto the sidewalk, where a crowd of reporters and photographers jostled each other, Emma's name on their lips. She sidestepped the lot of them, relieved when no one noticed her. It wasn't the first time she was grateful not to be famous. She left the crowd behind and breathed in great gulps of New York, including the gas fumes from the vehicles that clogged the surrounding streets, the scent of roasting meat from a Euro cart on the corner, along with the sense of warm bread wafting from a nearby bakery. The faint sense of summer floated on the breeze from the flower stand across the street. Even the garbage smells seemed preferable to the medicinal, hermetically sealed air of the hospital. The horn honks, shouts, and tumult of the city were a reassuring antidote to the mechanical sound effects and hushed voices of the people inside. Turning her face up into the midday sun, she headed south on Madison, then cut west on 97th toward Central Park. Stretching her legs, squaring her shoulders, drawing in deep lung-filling breaths, she speed-dialed Adam and lifted her cell phone to her ear. There'd been no answer when she'd tried him last night. No call back yet this morning. She was preparing to leave a voicemail when he finally answered. The murmur of voices and the subtle clatter of cutlery sounded in the background. "You're up and out early," she said by way of greeting. She drew a deep breath, needing to tell him what had happened. "I just happened to be taking a meeting with Michael Gold at the Polo Lounge." For a moment, Mackenzie thought her own panic over Emma had caused her to misunderstand. Michael Gold was at the top of the food chain at Universal Studios. The Polo Lounge was, of course, even more iconic than the production head Adam was breakfasting with. "We're in booth 1, he added. "The booth that was always kept open for Charlie Chaplin." He paused to let this sink in. "There was a text waiting yesterday when I landed at LAX asking if I could make it." Her mind cleared, processed what Adam was saying. "Oh my gosh, that's wonderful." Even being seen at the same table with Michael Gold could be a serious game changer. "I just needed to. We can talk later if you're tied up." "It's all right. Michael had to leave to take a call, some emergency on location in India." She heard the relish with which he pronounced the production titan's first name, his delight in now being entitled to use it. "But I'll have to go when he comes back." "Right." She could picture her husband's face lit by his even, white-toothed smile and engraved by the dimple. She had no doubt he was drawing all kinds of attention in his Hollywood go-to-meeting clothes, much of it female. "It'll take a lot more acting talent than I've got to appear only mildly interested in whatever he has to say." "I'm so excited for you," she said, because it seemed something else should be offered, and because it was true. All she'd ever wanted was for him to be happy. "So how's the reunion going? Is everyone behaving herself? How's the lake?" he asked in high good spirits. "There was only a partial reunion," she replied, drawn back into her own far less glittering reality. "And there is no lake. I take it you haven't been watching the news." The mouthpiece was covered briefly. Background voices became muffled. "What do you mean?" "Emma was in an accident. We've been at Mount Sinai Hospital since yesterday afternoon." There was a moment's hesitation and then, "Sorry, did you say you're in a hospital?" "No, I mean, yes. We spent the night at Mount Sinai, but it's Emma. Emma was hit by a van." She swallowed the lump that rose in her throat. "She's in a coma." "Jesus." She heard movement and then the background noise faded. "What happened?" It was a relief to pour it all out without having to censor her reactions or even the words she used. "Adam?" She heard his name called in the background. "Damn." Adam's curse was whispered. "I'm sorry, Mac. I have to go back in." There was a brief hesitation and then, "If you need me to come to New York, Well, I've got another meeting at the studio tomorrow, but I can check on flights right after breakfast." She could hear the disappointment in his voice, but Emma was his friend too, or used to be. She had no doubt he would come today if she asked him to. Adam